Okay, let's do this.
Cool. Hey guys, it's Sasha with Rice and Raw, and I'm here with my boyfriend Joe. He's pretty nervous, so he got a little liquid courage to do this video. No?
A little nervous.
A little nervous. He's really never been on camera, especially not one-on-one with the camera to answer questions. So,
Let's do this.
let's do this. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, I made a post last week asking for your questions for us for our couples Q&A video. So a brief background on us is that we have been together for over 5.5 years, I would say. We've known each other for over 7.5 or more.
Long time.
Very long time. We met in college. I went vegan, and then he followed suit pretty soon after. So I guess we will just get to the questions. And we'll start with one that puts me on the spot before it puts you on the spot. My sister asked, how did you and Joe meet? She knows damn well how we met, but she wants to put me on the spot, so I'll go into that story briefly. Put it out there for the world to know. So my roommate in college kept seeing Joe around. He was doing landscape part-time. He also went to the same college as me. And she kept telling me almost like every week, like, hey, this guy, I keep seeing him around. He's totally your type. He's gorgeous. Like, I'm going to give him your number. And I'm like, no, don't do that. That's just weird. And then I was on Facebook and I saw this really cute guy who I was not friends with. And I just friended him. And instead of going through our mutual friend, which we did have a mutual friend, I just directly messaged him and was like, hey. And I just told him the background of how my roommate sees him around. And I just wanted to reach out to him if you ever wanted to hang, just to hit me up, which is
Classic.
yeah, classic and classy. So for 2 years we were just friends in college. I would say friends.
With benefits.
Friends. Okay, there. But then we got more serious my senior year when I was recovering from my eating disorder. So yeah, and here we are, years later. old couple. All right, so let's get to the other questions. So Anna Eats Bananas asked, how long have we been dating / living together? How did I convince you to go vegan? What made me realize that you were the one, assuming that I think that? And is there an age difference? So there's a lot of questions there. How long we've been dating? We've been dating 5.5 years. We've been living together.
4 years.
For probably, yeah. I mean, you moved into my apartment right after college.
So 5 years.
Pretty much.
4 or 5 years.
Yeah. Whew, that's weird. How did I convert you to go vegan? Well, I think it was, you thought it was silly, which is totally fine because I thought it was silly when I first went vegan. But I told you, like, we were betting on something. I'm like, well, if I win, then you have to watch this documentary, which is Forks Over Knives. And of course I won. And he watched Forks Over Knives and he was like, wow, this is all new information to me. Let's watch some more documentaries. And so we watched a whole bunch, and you went vegan pretty quickly, I would say. You took it
probably
really
roughly
seriously.
like 3 months. 3
Yeah.
months it took.
Yeah.
But I guess to answer that question, it was mainly seeing the documentary and seeing all the health benefits from it.
Yeah, so you went vegan for health mostly, right? Yeah. But maybe you realized that he was the one.
The moment you saw me.
No, that's not true. It was last year.
Year 4 out of 5.
Yeah, I was looking at a picture that my my coworker took of us at the lake house, and I was cooking, and Joe was cleaning out his car, cleaning out the garage or something, and I just looked at that picture and I was like, wow, I really do love this man. And then you came in from the garage, and I was like crying, and I went up and hugged you and kissed you, and you were like, what? And I was like, I love you so much. That's when it hit me.
It's an odd time for it to hit you.
Took me a lot longer than you thought, huh? When did you realize I was the one?
I think probably halfway through, and it wasn't immediate. It was a very gradual. It was very gradual, yeah.
And is there an age difference? So yes, he is 2 years older than me. I'm 27. And you're 29.
29.
Getting so old.
How do you do this all the time?
Why or how?
No, how? It's so uncomfortable.
You get really used to it. It's like a friend. They're our friend. So at It's Just Jamier asked, what are your favorite things to do for a vegan date night? I'll let you take that one.
Go get Asian food.
We eat a lot of Korean food.
Or you cook me food.
Or I cook, yeah. Watch TV. Although we've been going to a place that has the Impossible Burger recently. That's nice. We can sit outside and have a drink and eat the Impossible Burger. Alright, at Erica the Tiger asked, when you think of one another, what is the memory that comes to you as one of your favorite times together?
You go first.
Okay. I think my favorite time with Joe that just comes to my mind right away would be when we were in Scotland driving. He was driving in Scotland, which is like you're driving on the other side of the road, on the other side of the car than in America. So I was really, really nervous. And then we went on this road, I forgot the name of it, but it's this windy, small, like one-lane road going up a mountain.
Bilach Naba.
Oh, there. That's what it's called. And I didn't want to do it. I really didn't want to do it. I had no desire, and Joe was super excited about it. But on the way up the mountain, I started to really appreciate it, and I think that I trusted you to drive me up the mountain, and that was a big step for me personally, so that was a special moment.
A favorite memory that comes to my mind is when we went to Canada, Niagara Falls. We were hiking along that trail. It was beautiful.
Why was it special?
Because you were there.
It was our first vacation together after college.
And you rented the shittiest hotel. It's a motel, really.
It was like half an hour away from the falls, while there were cheaper hotels right next to the falls.
Better quality.
Better quality. And we slept in our car one night.
Yeah, that was a good experience.
It was a terrible night's sleep.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
That was fun.
These are some hard questions.
Yeah, these are real questions. Like, people ask sincere questions. At Naturally Biota asked, what struggles or issues have you faced as an interracial couple? What was that?
None.
None?
I don't struggle. I mean...
No, yeah, I mean... But I think it's different with how like I was brought up and how you were brought up.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, that's a fair point. There's definitely cultural differences. I don't know, you want to get into all that?
No, it's okay. This is a tough subject, I think, for us, maybe. I think it was interesting to see and compare my upbringing to Joe's.
Totally different.
Very different. He's second generation immigrant. And I mean, my mom was born here, but she lives in England, but that's totally different. Like, I just feel like my childhood was like flowery and fun, full of magic. Like, that's how I would describe it, full of magic.
The opposite.
Yeah. So, you know, he's a very serious guy, and I'm very out there in the clouds kind of girl, and that's probably because of our upbringing. But I think the cultural aspect, coming from two different worlds, is interesting to try to balance and to have empathy towards.
Yeah, my upbringing was totally different from yours. Very structured, very prescriptive. I studied a lot. Didn't have friends, didn't watch TV. Basically disciplined my entire childhood. For the right reasons. I'm not saying that that I have ill will towards how I was raised. I think there was a lot of good qualities that came from it, but it was very different from Sasha's.
Yeah, because I like never studied. I never did homework. I did homework like on the bus on the way home or like right before it was due. I just winged tests and quizzes.
I studied for hours. I volunteered at a hospital on my weekends.
You know, and I think your parents like knew that education for especially like, you know, an immigrant family is so important. Especially, you know, they didn't speak English coming over to America, so that was really tough for them to get a footing and to establish themselves and give their sons the best life possible.
Yeah.
I think they set you up in a way to succeed.
I gotta give them a lot of props for that. You know, I'm thankful. I'm thankful for that.
And I guess that kind of goes into her next question. Also, what have you learned experiencing Joe's family / culture, and what has Joe learned from experiencing yours? So what have you learned from, I think, the Italian English culture that I bring to the table?
Being in tune with your own emotions is very important. I think if you close yourself off to your own emotions and you bury them deep, that's a recipe for disaster.
It's funny because that is what the Brits do, though.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Hardcore.
I bet we Koreans do it harder.
Yeah. But but I think Italians are very emotional and
yeah, they're not afraid of
love
showing
to
emotion.
fight and like
so
for me, raising my voice and talking with someone else raising their voice, that's not a fight. That's a conversation.
Okay.
And Joe sees that as a fight. If I'm raising my voice and being aggressive, he thinks that I'm trying to fight. It's just like a cheerleading to me, like, oh, let's just hash it out.
So what have you learned about my culture?
I've learned that your culture's food is the best food ever. Absolutely delicious.
Delicious.
I would eat Korean all day, every day, if I could. Like real Korean.
You do eat Korean.
So Jill, from Jeff and Jill, asked, what is our favorite thing to cook together?
I don't cook.
Doesn't cook. I cook.
Illiterate in the kitchen.
Sorry. I got you covered. At Bopo Blossoming 714 asked, what helped you guys successfully transition from being a college couple to a working adult couple living together? How did you successfully resolve conflict, split finances, and stay strong as you both personally grow and change? This is a really heartfelt question.
All right, one by one.
Yeah. So, what helped us successfully transition to being a college couple to a working adult couple living together?
I guess a lot of that was because of you. Very supportive and understanding of my ways.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say I wanted you to grow into your own person. I think in a lot of my past relationships, I was like, grow into the person I want you to be. But I don't know, I wanted you to be the best you could be. It has nothing to do with my like influence, what I think you should be, I guess. I don't know.
Sure.
Cool. And then how do we successfully resolve conflict, split finances, and stay strong as we both personally grow and change? I think you're really understanding when I bring to you things that I'm struggling with or things that I want to see maybe change.
Yeah, I guess I would say that before I was kind of closed off and stubborn and didn't really ever understand the other side of the story. It was just me, what I felt like, and I guess you helped me understand that there's this thing called empathy that is a good thing to have, a good characteristic to have, and it allows me to be a little more understanding.
Yeah.
So that helps resolve conflict. Finances, I don't think we've ever had an issue.
No.
It's just been straight up from day one. we've never ever had a problem with it.
No, I think since I make, I have my own job, make my own money.
Yeah.
You're very ambitious, but
I guess I'd have a problem with it if you were just blowing all of the hard-earned money, but.
And I'm always so grateful if you buy food, or anything. So. All right. At Dawn in the Sunshine asked, how have the two of you managed to go through so many changes while still maintaining a positive and loving relationship that has stood the test of time? It's kind of similar to what we were saying before in the last answer, I'd say. Just empathy, seeing the other person's point of view. And I think as we grow together, like we haven't grown apart because anywhere where I feel like I need to develop, he kind of already has that skill set and I lean on him a bit, and vice versa.
Yeah.
So, at Paige Loves Plants, my boyfriend and I are moving in together this weekend. My question for both of you is, have you guys had any struggles in the first few weeks/months of living together, and what were they? So we had to think really far back to when we moved into the apartment together.
These are some personal questions.
Not that personal. We get more personal. We'll get more personal than this.
I'll be honest, I guess when we were living in the apartment, I never really had a clear vision as to where I saw us.
Right.
Which is why I feel like if you want to get closer to somebody, you should live with them, because living with them is the true test. So I think that's the first step.
Yeah.
Definitely living together and seeing if that works.
Yeah, I agree with that. I found a struggle because I moved into the apartment myself. It was under my lease, and it made just sense for Joe to be there too. But he was very steadfast on this was not my choice to live in this apartment. It's kind of like this was all my burden in a way. Like I was responsible for the cleaning, and I mean, it drives me crazy. It was always like this kind of, I would say, tension for sure.
Yeah.
In the first year, like not really wanting, you didn't choose the place, you had no interest in anything that went on at that location, so it's kind of like mine. I don't know.
Yeah.
But then you just made yourself at home. So I struggled with that.
That I what?
Like I struggled with that it wasn't like ours, and we weren't like building together. It was more so this is mine. I still happen to be here because
in the beginning, yeah, we kind of did our own things.
Yeah, for sure.
And gradually through time, we've kind of molded and started doing things together as a couple. Yeah, like I got my first apartment on my own. Then you got your first apartment on your own. Then I got my first house on my own.
And I got my first house on my own.
And then, so I guess it has kind of been separate, but we've always lived together through all that.
Yeah.
Now it's more so, we're kind of in unison now.
Found a groove.
Yeah.
This one's easy. At Bopo Blossoming 714 again. What do you do for fun in Connecticut during the winter? Does not being able to spend time outside without freezing in the winter bother you? Have you ever considered moving somewhere warmer?
I like the seasons. I guess I would probably get bored of perfect weather all the time. I don't know. I like the seasons. I like fall, especially.
Yeah, I do fall. And winter's our grind time. Well, it's my grind time. That's when I like, there's no sunlight. Might as well just keep working.
Every time is grind time.
I guess I've kind of always pictured myself in Connecticut. I've never lived or considered anywhere else, but I'm open to other places.
I'm not restricted to Connecticut.
Yeah, or Mass.
Go wherever we want.
Yeah. Sell everything and move to Ecuador if I wanted to. At Jane Troja, how did veganism affect your relationship, if at all? Similarly, how do did your health journey, including the negatives, affect your relationship?
I don't think it changed it at all. I think it probably made it stronger.
Yeah, because we have another thing in common that we can kind of talk about, or, you know, when we're out at restaurants, something to worry about together. And how did my health journey, including any negatives, affect our relationship? I think through my health journey, it's just gotten stronger. And it's helped, since I've been able to work on myself and develop myself, I've been able to bring that to the table with our relationship. At Emmy Eats Plants, how do you feel with conflict? How do you overcome anxiety or feeling of low self-worth and keeping it from hurting your partner/relationships? How do you feel with, I don't know what that means. How do you feel with conflict?
Like when we get into a fight, how do I feel?
Oh, how do you feel with conflict?
I feel pissed.
It's mad.
I am mad.
He like loses like rationality.
And it was a lot worse before. Yeah, I mean, it
When
was
you get
even
mad.
before. It was even before you. You know, it was like,
Oh, yeah.
I remember getting so pissed one time. I was on the phone with my ex-girlfriend. We got into it. Hung up, threw my phone at my windshield, broke my phone and my windshield. That cost me over $900 in a matter of seconds.
You know what's worse is that she probably got the blame for that.
No.
Oh,
I
come
take
on.
account-
I know you were probably like, I would have done that if you didn't piss me off so much.
Oh, that's the truth, right? I wouldn't have done that.
But it was your choice to do that. That's what he always say to me. Like, it's your
No.
fault I got so upset. It's like, you
Yeah.
chose to handle it the way you handled it.
Right.
You gotta take accountability.
I do take accountability.
You've gotten so much better over the years.
Right.
Like, when we get into fights now,
I'm just like, what are you gonna do?
that's not what he's like. You still get like angry, and then you misdirect your anger at me and blame me for things. Like the other day, when you blamed me for things that had nothing to do.
I remember that.
Yeah, and I was like, And then the next day he was thanking me for doing those things anyway. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, I'm not an angel.
No, well that's fine. I think it's just because you were never taught to work through emotions like that and a problem like that calmly and logically. It's always been emotion, no you're wrong,
That's right.
which I think a lot of men might struggle with. I don't know, I used to be really aggressive too though when I get upset, but after I went vegan I changed. In my anger, I have a lot more empathy and I want to understand where the person's coming from. And
That's important. Very important. I feel like I still lack empathy, although I've been much better.
I have too much empathy, but I've gotten a lot better. Because you can have too much empathy where you just, everything everyone feels, that's all you care about, and your voice is completely lost.
Yeah, you definitely struggle with that.
For sure.
Yeah, I'm on the opposite end.
How do you overcome anxiety or feeling of low self-worth and keeping it from hurting your partner/relationships? I think what's so great about Joe and what really helped me, especially in my recovery, is that he has always been so supportive of just me in general. Like, you've always made me feel so beautiful at any weight that I've been at. You know, like at 140, 100 pounds, 120, you love it all, like you're happy with it. Like, no matter what, you always make me feel beautiful. So I would say you really helped me out with my self-esteem there. At Mexican Spices, how has your boyfriend supported you through the shifts in your body during your health journey over the years? So I think similar to the last question. So he's been really supportive, and like this is similar to the last question. I think, you know, you've always made me feel beautiful. You've always wanted me to be happy, and I think by me choosing what I want my body to look like, you know, you're with a happier girlfriend, you're with a healthier girlfriend, you have a girlfriend who has more energy. And then when you got me interested in the gym, like I kind of went into like your realm of what, you know, your hobbies are, which I think you probably enjoyed.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, this one's a fun one. At Laura Whittler 1, this may be way too personal, but has the romance changed since your body has transformed? different for him or you since being so tiny and now building your curves?
Yeah, that is way too personal.
It's not too personal. I said no question is off limits. Sorry, I didn't let you know that one. Well, I think our romance has been consistent over the years. However, I've been happier with my body during the romance, so it makes me more into it because I'm happier. I'm not like, oh my god, don't look at myself. No, no one look at me. You know, like turn the lights off. Now it's like lights on, show, dance, everything, fun. Razzle dazzle them. And then in the same vein, at Luta, sorry, I can't say it. How was your sex life? I'm happy with it. He probably doesn't get as much as he'd like.
It's fantastic, you know.
Yeah, I like it.
I like it too.
At La Murda Mystique asked, how is his journey going, and do you have similar goals? So how is your journey going, Joe?
I can answer that question.
It's for you.
It has its ups and downs, you know, with any journey. I've set really high goals for myself, and I have every expectation of meeting them. That's the standard that I hold to myself, and I've got very specific goals that I want to achieve, and I've realized that real estate is going to help me get me there. So about a year ago, I started investing pretty heavily into real estate, and specifically long-term buy and hold rentals.
So I guess to break it down, Joe has a real focus on building wealth and kind of creating, you know, like eminence, I would say, in the real estate world. So he is working towards that 100%, like 100 miles per hour, no stopping.
Just mainly, the biggest reason for that is because I want to achieve financial freedom. You know, I don't want to work for anybody else. I want to be able to do what I want, you know, when I want, how I want. And I don't want to have to be somewhere at a specific time every day. So I think real estate is one of those investment vehicles that can set you free. So I would recommend it to anybody, but it's not easy. I'm not gonna say it's a breeze. It's definitely very stressful. But you know, it's part of the journey, and I've come to realize that and learn to appreciate the journey itself rather than the end goal. So,
yeah,
and I think that you've got similar goals yourself, right?
Yeah, I mean, I would say similar goals and what we see in our future.
Right, not necessarily living in abundance material-wise. Like,
right.
I'm not going after this for like, you know, nice cars, although that would be nice. The reason I'm going after this so hard is because I want to purchase my freedom, because time is so precious, and you know, like to your point, I want to be able to spend more time with my friends and my family. So.
And our friend Devin asked, what does Joe find more important, dinner and soju or business calls about equity?
What?
Well, this question comes up because every time we go out to a Korean restaurant, Joe gets his food, he has his dinner and soju, he's about to eat it, and he gets a call, and he leaves, and he leaves me sitting there alone, or with like our friends, and he's out on a call for like 10-20 minutes, putting out fires. So.
Yeah, you gotta handle business. Like,
yeah.
I guess entrepreneurship, if you want to call it, is pretty much 24/7.
Yeah, I couldn't hop on and off like social business. Like I can't compartmentalize like that. So then our friend Chris asked, will Joe sacrifice to win? Thank you for these questions, guys.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, Chris.
You already know the answer to that one.
He knows the answer.
Of course.
Every time.
Whatever it takes.
Every day. Okay. At Ali and Tan asked, did going vegan get your boyfriend a beard? Because in the picture I posted, you didn't have a beard, and now you do. No. You always had one.
Yes, it did.
Go vegan, you'll grow a beard. Okay. Suki, the rescue, asked, will you adopt a dog?
Is it Sophie?
Yeah, it's Sophie's dog.
No.
No, probably not.
Never.
Cat people.
All the way.
Till the end. We'll get a few more cats, though. At Coco Loco 102 asked, are you getting married anytime soon?
Probably.
Oh.
I don't know to who though.
Oh.
Maybe you.
And then Felicia asked, do you want to have kids?
Yes and no.
Elaborate, darling.
I guess that's always been an uncomfortable question for me. So I get really defensive when I'm asked. Because, you know, it's like growing up in your 20s is a tough time for a lot of people, I'd imagine, and because you got to figure out your life, make some really critical decisions. So yeah, when I get asked that, I usually get uncomfortable. But I've always known deep down that I've wanted kids.
Mm.
Like we've talked about it before. I want 3. I don't know why.
2. So we're gonna have to have just 2.5.
Let's do it. So yeah, I do want kids.
I think you may get more defensive about it because I think in the Korean culture, you know, they ask a lot when you're having kids.
Yeah, I'm like, stop
you should
asking
have kids now, kind of thing.
No, I'll have kids when I'm ready.
Yeah. I have another question for you. What are your pet peeves about me, or what are the things I do that bother you?
When you rap to Nicki Minaj and Cardi B.
I thought you liked my Cardi B
Angry.
rapping.
I feel like I'm being yelled at.
Well, I mean, if I'm rapping through your phone, yes, I'm yelling at you. Really, give me a pet peeve. Give me a pet peeve here. I don't care.
I'm trying to think.
I could name so many things.
I know you could. I guess when you tell me what to do, it's usually it's always in my best interest, but I still don't want to be told what to do.
Yeah, I gotta get better at letting it be your decision. Calypsy, Angel Place. What's your favorite thing about me?
Your personality. Your ability to stick with me.
That is.
I can't imagine what kind of an endeavor that is.
True talent.
For real. What's your favorite thing about me?
I think that you're like a really gentle soul. You put on this front, you know, and I just think you're such a gentle soul behind all the layers. And when I get to see that, it's like,
A gentle soul underneath all those layers of anger. Thank you.
that is what I love about you. Always keeps me interested. For now.
So that's it?
Yes, thank you, Joe, for joining us on this special broadcast. No, thank you, Joe, for agreeing to be on camera. I know this is hard for you. I know it's hard for you to open up. But we'll pry it out of you.
Yeah, if we do more of these, I'll try and be a little more open. I'm just a closed off guy in general.
He is. Like, it's so hard to ever, like, break into his life. Like, I mean, I guess, is it hard, I guess my question for you, is it hard dating someone who is so open with the internet?
No, until now. I've never had to really be a part of it
True.
But you know, when you came to me asking me for my support, I haven't been very supportive in the past, and I guess since you're supportive of my goals and dreams, I need to be supportive of yours. So here I am.
Well, thank you, Joe. I appreciate it, and we built something really special together.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know we banter back and forth. We've been together for so long. It's not like, I don't know. I know so much about him. I know him in and out.
Yes, you do.
You know, so I know what to expect. And you know, I think the main takeaway is that we're really realistic with one another. You know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have weird expectations of you that are, you know, taken out of like a movie, you know, or anything. I know what you have to offer.
Right. Life is not a movie.
But you give me movie moments sometimes. I just got to get you to dance with me. Then I'll be happy. He would like to dance. As you could probably tell by his closed off demeanor.
Yeah.
But I think we're a good little yin and yang.
Is that because I'm Asian?
No, because we're opposites and yet we complete each other. That's all, folks. Thank you for doing this with me, babe. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video.